guess I'm Lagosian. Name ring bells on both sides of the ocean. Falsetto finesse, swoon baby girl I wear out of the stretcher. She be like, you a part-timer, I'm an all-timer. You a viral artist, I will offline you. Stay far from y'all criers, bar for bar sire. Team full of stars and it all fire. I don't spill words, I spill Berg on the beat. Make a movie, yeah, it's the return of the G. Show them the way, cause they real nerds on the street like Braille. The way I make them feel words on the sheet. He's so good. She like, he's so good to me. He's so good. She like, he's so good to me. The sun gon' rise, the earth gon' spin. Toby gon' kill this beat, a chef gon' cook. You still don't get no looks. No better than Tech Bro Shook. Sticks and stones or bricks and bones, but your words can't hurt cause you ain't read no books. Stay woke, take notes, joke. Don't look shattered like broke glass. I'ma shine till they blind, pour the blinds out. You online making threats, make them sign out. I redefine routes. We the ones Chris Webber call a timeout. Around and find out. Around and find out. Around and find out. This is too late to hide out. Pull rank and file out. Peep it style, I'm a wild out. Shorty gon' holler out. He's so good.
We are just east of the U.S. Capitol, about 8 miles or so, at the home of the Commanders, Northwest Stadium in Landover. Coming up, 2 teams ready to square off. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Greg Olson, I'm Mike Tirico. The kicker has us set for the start. Off we go from Northwest Stadium. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Right to the air goes Sanders. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Ready.
Out of the gun, it's Sanders. Open man is Jennings. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10. First down, Washington.
And it's his first catch of the game, and it ends up being a good one. All week long, we talked about how this dominant secondary wanted to take away their best targets. And if he continues to make plays like that, their top 10 ranking could take a hit by the end of this one.
Still trying to get the running game going. His first carry, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
Ready.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 9.
Here we go. Set. 60 Eagles. 68 Cougar 19. Go.
From the gun, it's Shadur. Throwing right, that's Johnston. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. 19 yards on the pickup for number 19. And it's a first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
Handoff here, up the middle, and good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
Brings up second and a yard.
From the 34-yard line, here's second and a yard.
Cowboy 80.
The RPO, that one is complete. And he's going to have just a couple here, but there is a marker on the field as well.
Okay, ready?
Ball on the 39. Here's second and 6.
Here we go. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
And he's come out of the game on fire here, Mike, early. He's yet to throw an incompletion on this opening drive. And as he now approaches the opponent's side of the field and they start thinking points on that other sideline, this defensive play caller has to be looking at that call sheet saying, what can I do to slow this guy down? Because with the way this game has started, he could be in for a big day.
Cougar 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready, ready?
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. A gain there of 11. Good for a Commander's first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready?
Run now for the rookie out of Georgia. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down.
A gain of a yard. Brings up second and 9.
Okay, break.
At the Bills' 20-yard line.
Ready? Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready?
From the shotgun, it's Sanders. He'll throw it left and has his running back. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
Sanders on third down. And that is incomplete. Van Sinnen was the intended receiver. And now it's fourth down.
Just a couple plays ago, Mike, it felt like a touchdown was kind of inevitable. They were doing everything they wanted as they marched the length of the field, and then as they got down here close to the red zone and that field condenses, they started getting sloppy in their execution. Now, what do they do on fourth down? Did they try to keep their offense out there and extend the drive, or do they settle for 3? You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along. But that's a good 3 points to start this game.
He fields it at the 8. He'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Start hiking. 18. Hiking. Go.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Now he'll run. And he's going to be out of bounds following a gain of about 5 on 1st down.
He tried to buy all the time he could, but when he saw that space, he quickly turned from thrower to runner, and he's able to pick up a nice gain on 1st down.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 4. They're going to motion the tight end over here. Here's a first carry for the man from Kentucky, Ray Davis.
And the offensive line does a really nice job winning this play at the point of attack. And once he got the ball, all he had to really do was just find a crease and hit it. And he's able to pick up the 1st down.
It's a gain of 6. 1st down, Buffalo.
On the 6.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33.
Ready? Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Go.
On the ground once more, it's Davis. And wow, tough to bring down that time. Surging forward for a pickup of 6. 2nd down.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
Here's a first carry for their running back, and he's going to take this past the 45. That's good enough for a 1st down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
2 first downs, and they're at the 46 now. It's 1st and 10.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Ready, ready.
On the ground, this is Davis. His defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
It's a loss of 2.
Looked like that might have been an RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like we might have been better off pulling that one because he handed it off, and there was nowhere for that running back to go.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12.
Cowboy 80. Panther 11. Panther 11. Ready.
Throwing now from the gun. A diving effort there, just out of his reach. Incomplete. Joshua Palmer was the intended receiver. 3rd down coming up.
You talk about a quarterback getting bailed out. Man, that is a pick all day long. And as this defender enters the huddle, you see a bunch of his guys hitting him on the helmet. But I can promise you, they're saying, next time, you got to come down with that one.
19 tight. 19. Come on. Come on. Sit. 60 vices. Sit.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down. The punt team comes on. Here's Tommy Townsend to kick it. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line.
Okay, ready? Press all 80. Press all 80.
Now Shador on 1st down. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Jawan Jennings was the intended target. It's 2nd down.
Back in the day, Mike, you know how they decided who played offense and who played defense? The guys who caught the ball better played offense, and the guys who couldn't play defense. And now, that's obviously not the case anymore. But this is one of those that still gives defensive players a bad rap.
He'll go right and find his running back. And he's going to be brought down. And with that tackle, we hit the end of the first quarter of play. Commanders with the football to begin the second quarter, as they've got it starting 3rd down and 2.
Here we go. 18 caught. Panther 60. Panther 60. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
From the gun, it's Sanders. Quick throw, taken in. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
18.
Finding space at the 40. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. A gain there of 20. First down, Washington.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
Up the middle they go. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A first down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
Ooh. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
At the 36-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Let's go. 70 Lions. Top low 18. Play. Ready.
Sanders will throw it. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Okay,
Got to get it to the 28, but now it's 3rd down.
Panther 60. Panther 60. Ready.
Now it's Sanders. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay a 3-point game.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
Ready. 60 Bison. 60 Bison.
Tight end going in motion here. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Exiting the pocket right. Trying to make a play out of the pocket. Couldn't do it. It's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Amos.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is, how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again?
Drive will start on the ground. And they'll take this down inside the 35. 16 yards on the game. And a quick first down.
For that play to work, Mike, you have to distort the defensive line at the point of attack. And what that means is the offensive lineman, you need one of them to win their block. Move the defender out of his gap. Because when you do, you can see there is a nice run lane for the back to hit.
They'll throw on first down with Sanders. That's to the right side, and it's Sinnott. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3.
Come on. Set. 19-18.
They go play action with Sanders. That one too far out in front to be brought in, and it's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
On the set.
Third down, 3 to go.
19 Tiger.
Here's Sanders to throw. He's got it at the 7, and they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. That is a gain of 22, and it sets up first down and goal.
Ready.
From 6 yards out, it's first and goal.
Go. Ready.
They go play action now with Sanders. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Shedeur Sanders. Touchdown, Washington. Initially looking to throw it for the touchdown, couldn't find anything, so Greggy takes care of business himself, using his legs for the touchdown.
Well, it was clear early on, Mike, that this defense was expecting the pass, and after matching all the receivers in the end zone, this quarterback realized quickly it was his legs that he was going to need to rely on to get the ball across the goal line.
So the lead is now 10-0 as this kicks away. The return starts from the 5. And he will only be able to muster the 20-yard line on that return.
Ready, set. 60 average. Let's go.
McMillan comes in motion. That's caught downfield by Tucker. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. What a way to kick off a drive. That's a gain of 30 and another first down.
Get it. Bronco 80. Steady.
They'll run. It's Davis. And he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yardage.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13.
Here we go. 18 Robert. 70 Lions.
They'll throw out of the gun. The right side, caught by Wiley. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
Two minutes remain here in this first half. We'll be back just outside the nation's capital after this.
Ready up.
Here comes 3rd and 6.
60 backwards. Let's go now. Press on 80. Go.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And the Commanders come up with the takeaway.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
After that play, we have one of the Commanders who is down. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. Second and 7.
Hey. 70 Timberwolves. Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Now, Shador. That's taken in by Jennings. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
1st and 10 now from the 36.
Here we go. Strike. 70 lock. Cowboy 80. Turn up. Kill, turn up.
Play action. It's Sanders. He'll let one go. Downfield for Jennings. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be 2nd down.
So they dial up zone coverage. This time it's 2 deep safeties. And what they do is they're going to split the field in half. In each safety, they're going to read the quarterback's eyes. And when that front hand comes off the ball to throw, they've got to break. So they've got a lot of room to cover back there. In this case, a really nice job contesting the throw, knocking it away.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready,
On the toss, they'll run. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, you're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
First down the way to the 26-yard line. And here's 3rd down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Hey, hey, look. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Dragon 60. Ready.
Out of the gun, it's Sanders. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down. On now, it's Will Lutz to try the field goal. This from an even 50 yards out. Misses kick is good. And the Commanders will tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. So following the field goal, Lutz is back out to kick it away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22.
Here we go. Crack all 80.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's going to be incomplete. Covered very stoutly. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. He's got the connection there. It's Joshua Palmer. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. Now a timeout, Buffalo. They're 2nd. As they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in half number 1. 1st and 10.
Panther 11. Ready. Panther 6 up.
He'll drop to throw. And he let him a bit too much. The pass is incomplete. Trying to find Ray Davis out of the backfield. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
A throw right side. Take it in by Tucker. To be 3rd, they need 1.
19 tight.
Now they'll set up to throw. And the Commanders are going to take possession. They've got it at their own 42.
The Commanders take over 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
Let's go now. 70 Lions. Rattler. 18 Rattler.
On play action, Shador. That was incomplete. The defender right there to make the fight. And it's 2nd down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Go! 18 Cardinal, 70 Ranger.
From the shotgun, it's Sanders. Toss, left side, caught by his running back. Now a timeout here by Washington. That is their 2nd, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in half number 1.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
60 Maverick.
3rd and 2. Now Sanders. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
Oh, how good was that? Out of bounds, and they're going to mark it at the 2.
Ready! Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready!
On 1st down, it's Davis. And a good show of force there. He gets 4 tough yards out of that one.
Will Watson set to kick off.
First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line.
Here we go.
Now, faking the give. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. Devin Bush. He gets in for the sack. It took a while, but that is his first on the year.
Through the first half, it was clear. This pass protection, this offensive line unit, they were clearly up for the challenge. The pass rush was non-existent. But here in the second half, you can sense a little bit more urgency. You can see them start playing with a little more speed and intensity, and it pays off there with their first sack of the day.
And this will not help the cause. He's going backwards. Tackled back at the 8.
Well, not a great start to this drive offensively. You take the sack on 1st down, and you're thinking, all right, let's go to the ground game. Let's pick up some of the lost yardage. But then you take a loss again, and now it sets up 3rd and real long, and you find yourself in a tough spot.
What can they do here? This is 3rd and forever.
Get it!
They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down. The Bills bringing on the punt team, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. This will be returned from the other side of midfield, and he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over.
Ready! 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Off the play fake, here's Sanders. Going right sideline and complete. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. 23 yards on that pass play. Good for a Commander's first down. Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
Looked to me like the quarterback had the option to pull that and make it a throw, but he decides to give it. Probably wishes looking back that he would have pulled it because there was nowhere for that running back to go.
Liking 18.
the RPO. This is out to Evans. He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 50. First catch of the game for Evans, and he's got that first down.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
As Shador on first down. Out to his right, and he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up second down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
He'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Cowboy 80. Ready.
To throw is Sanders. They'll try to set up the screen here. And he's in. Touchdown, Commander. That's his 8th touchdown of the season.
Like we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
They run out of the gun and tag on a reverse. And he will get in for the 2. They open up the bag of tricks on the goal line and add a pair of points.
Nothing fancy here. This was old-school throwback smash-mouth football, and they're able to pick up the 2-point play.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. Safe kick taken at the 5. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
Let's go.
Here's Davis. And the woes in the running game continue. They're going to subtract yards there. A loss on the play.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. He'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Back to throw. And they'll wind up getting about 6, but he is stopped well short of a first down marker. It is 4th down.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere.
Check. 70 Lions.
They'll begin here on the ground. And the defense strings him out. He'll fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
You could tell the entire time that running back is just looking for his crease to get vertical and cut back. But the defense does a great job. Inside-out pursuit, strings this ball out towards the sideline. Nowhere to go. They make a big stop for no gain.
2nd and 10.
Panther 11. Panther 11. Ready. Panther 80. Ready.
From the gun, it's Shador. And the ball out of the reach of the receiver. Falls incomplete.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends up being a wasted down.
On the ready.
It is 3rd and 10.
Ready. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger. Go street. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
From the gun, it's Sanders. That's caught right side. It's the tight end, Evans. 11 yards on the pass there. 1st down, Washington.
3rd down is when we see so many tight ends around the league really make their money. They operate in the middle of the field. They're a big, easy target for the quarterback. And even if they are covered, Mike, they're not really ever covered.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10.
Cougar 19.
Quick throw there. That's going to wind up incomplete. But the receiver really didn't have much time to get himself open. So the incompletion brings up 2nd down.
And I think when you look back on the first half, this was an element of the defense that really was missing. There was a lot of open windows, a ton of green grass for the receivers to make uncontested catches. So nice change of pace here. Continue to force the issue and make these guys earn the catch.
Let's go now. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Ready.
From the gun, here's a handoff. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
We spent so much time, Mike, talking about these defensive backs and their ability in pass coverage. But when you also have a defensive back that can make plays in the run game, especially behind the line of scrimmage, man, those guys are just so hard to find. That was a heck of a job here by this guy.
18. Tight. 19 tight. Go. Let's go.
On 3rd down, Sanders. And this is going to be incomplete. And it's great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The Commanders set to kick this one away. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. No return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line.
On the jump. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. The right side, caught by Wiley. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Bold decision there by this quarterback to attack a guy who's already made you pay for challenging him earlier today. He trusted his guy to not only win, but to defeat man coverage, and I think he got away with one there.
A run here with Davis. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. A pickup there of 13. First down, Buffalo.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop. Likely one more play in this third quarter.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Cougar 19. 77.
Back to the air once more on second down. And that'll be incomplete on what turns out to be the final play of this third quarter. So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
On the ready.
So after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10.
Red. Cowboy 8.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. Truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
Gravity Lions.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. Pressure gets there, and he goes down. Now there is a flag down, but this might be on the offense anyway.
Here we go. Here we go. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
Now flags fly. Looks like someone got going early, and it's going to turn into 1st and 15.
Get up. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger. Ready.
Here's a toss as they look to run. Base to run. Inside the 20.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
Ready, set.
A good spot here. 2nd and a yard.
Bronco 80. Go.
They go play action now with Sanders. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up.
So instead of celebrating a touchdown, he's just heading back to his huddle trying to keep his head up as everyone kind of looks at him sideways. If that ball hits your hands at this level, you've just got to make the catch. That's what your quarterback's counting on. That's what your teammates are counting on. Frankly, that's what this entire stadium is counting on.
70
Try to pick this one up on the ground. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They find a way to convert on 3rd and 1.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
a run on 1st and goal. And he is going the wrong way, tackled back at the 7.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Now from the 7, it's 2nd and goal.
Let's go now. Cougar 19. Steady.
Now a give up the middle. And this one blown up. Good surge. Drop him. A loss on the play. Back to the 9-yard line.
This defense doing a great job here facing this goal-to-go situation, especially on that last play. 2 stops down, and now the pressure really ramps up for this offense as they face 3rd and goal.
Steady. 60 Eagles. Panther 11. Panther 11. Ready, ready.
On 3rd and goal, Sanders. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack. Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
So following the field goal, Lutz is back out to kick it away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. And that's where the offense will take the field. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now, give to Davis. And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up 3rd down.
So I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass. We had a chance to sit down with the defensive coaches the other day, and we asked them, give us a few key points for today's game. And the first thing out of their mouth, Mike, what was it? It was, we got to get off the field on 3rd down. Well, here we are in the 2nd half, and they've done just that. Right now, this offense has no answers on 3rd down.
And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on 4th. And wind up turning it over on down.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Cougar 19. Panther 60. Panther 60.
They'll turn and hand this one off. He'll be taken down, but just like that, they are in business. It's 1st and goal.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Go.
Here's a run. And this time they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss. And it's second down.
This is the job of any linebacker, Mike, having the ability to go downhill fast, hit an open gap, and make a play in the backfield. But I think we could actually consider this going above and beyond because he was able to make that stop so far behind the line of scrimmage.
Going in the wrong direction. Now second and goal from the 12.
Ready? 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready?
They'll go with him again. The ball comes out. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds, so possession does not change hands.
Trust me, Mike, I've been there. You're this close to the goal line. You're thinking you're going to score, and it's going to be 6. You're fighting. You're clawing. But you can't lose the ball. Everything has to be about protecting the football. Your heart drops when that ball slips out of your hands, and in this case, kind of dodges a bullet as this one goes harmlessly out of bounds.
They'll run. And his defense going to get to him at the 3-yard line, bringing up 4th down.
3-yard line. A 5-yard pickup brings up 4th down and goal.
On now, it's Will Lutz to try the field goal. This, about as short as you can get. Lutz's kick is good. And the Commanders will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
So following the field goal, Lutz is back out to kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Hold it ready. Let's go now.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. Now, screen going to be set up for Davis. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. On the handoff, it's Davis. And he's shedding tackles left and right, winding his way for a gain of 8.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Come up to 3rd and 3.
Cougar 19.
On the ground once more, it's Davis.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
only need a yard, and it's 4th down.
Ready.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That is incomplete. Oh, they elected to throw on 4th and short. It does not work out. They turn it over on down.
So I'm not sure if this is miscommunication or just bad execution, but either way, this is a ball that just needs to be completed. I mean, it's 4th down, money moment. You've got to be good in these critical situations, and when there's opportunities for plays to be made, you got to make them.
Let's go. Bronco 80.
The defense still has 3 timeouts. We'll see if they decide to use them here as the offense starts taking a knee.
Ready.
2nd and 11.
70 Timberwolves. Go.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee.